the folder that's going to be shared with you. It might be called teachers. It might be called something else. I'm not sure what Andres will rename the one that he's sending out. But essentially, all these folders are different. Are the different STEM camps. Do you know which ones you're going to be teaching?
I'm the YouTube Superstar one. And
Okay.
then I saw my schedule and like the last week I'm doing something else. Hold on, let me check.
Okay. We'll go over the ones that you will do so that we don't have to go through the ones that you're never going to teach.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so YouTube Superstar and extreme build and race cars using Legos.
Okay. The
Mhm.
Legos one, that's not me. So someone else will teach you the Legos. I think Michael actually might have that stuff. But the YouTube one. Let's see. So another thing, um, we used to have paper and paper instructions where you had to bring folders around and read and flip through pages. We're not doing that. We have one slideshow essentially.
Mhm.
And if worst comes to worst and like your class, like you're not sure how to teach your class, you can go off of these slides. You can just have this on the big screen and you can go off of this and it'll have everything.
Mhm.
Um, so we'll go over just the week. So the camps are 4 days, Monday through Thursday, and you have an AM camp and a PM camp, right?
Mhm.
So they're different. Once you do your first AM, your PM will be easier because you're already in the swing of things. You're gonna have lunch and then you're just gonna do the same thing most of the time for your PM class. And what's important is to have I would say there's two very important things. One, you as a teacher have to be very fluid. You have to be quick on your feet and know how to problem solve with whatever class you get. It's not a terribly difficult job. Most of the time, 99% of the time, all the kids are very obedient, they listen, they're accepting like your role as the teacher and they're there to learn from you. Um, but sometimes things don't go according to plan. Sometimes you have some technical issues, sometimes you have some behavioral issues, whatever may be the case. Maybe you like have a dead laptop, two of them aren't loading, and the other kids are like getting a little bit impatient. You just have to be able to regulate that. And it's not terribly difficult. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it, but I just want to emphasize that.
Mhm.
Um, the second important thing is you want there to be flow in your week, right? So your first day, you're gonna get a batch of kids. It could be a class of 5 students for the whole week, which would be really easy on you. Or it could be a class of like 20, 25 maybe. And if it's that size, you'll get a helper, I think you'll get an assistant. Um, but even then, the bigger classes are a little bit more work. You want to make sure that you have you have down how you start your class, right? You want to make sure you have it down where you know how to introduce yourself in a certain amount of time. You want to be clear. You want to be like pretty vocal, like loud for the students to completely understand you. Um, you don't want to like show any signs of like uncertainty. You kind of want to just, even if you don't know the answer to something specifically, try to find a way to answer these students' problems because usually the age range is about like 8 or 9 to what 11, 12. Does that seem like an accurate age
Mhm.
range, Michael?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so these kids they're gonna ask some interesting questions sometimes, and maybe sometimes you won't know the answer, and that's fine. You just have to find a way to problem solve that real quick. You can look it up on your phone, you can look it up on your teacher's laptop, whatever. Just try not to give too many I don't know answers. But once again, it's not terribly difficult. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. And what I mean by flow throughout the week is with this overview, if you see, it kind of transitions from one thing into another. You get into OBS, you explain Minecraft, you start recording, um, you finish recording. Oh, this one is the Minecraft. Yours is not Minecraft YouTube, right? It's just YouTube Superstar.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be a different one, but all the same things still apply.
Mhm. I was only given like 13 laptops, so does that mean my classes are never gonna exceed 13?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Probably. In the case that you do, yeah, no, probably not. Probably,
Yeah. But if you ever do come across that, just email me or Andres.
yeah, just get in contact
We'll
with
get
my
back to you.
partners.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the Ultimate YouTube Superstar one. This one is by far one of the easiest ones, and this is gonna be a breeze. I put the difficulty on there, 1 out of 3. So what it is you're teaching Canva. Canva is a software where it edits videos and you can add like intros and cool little effects and all that. The entire week is revolved around the student learning Canva, right? You have the creative freedom to kind of teach them what you want in Canva as long as you're hitting the big main points. You have the freedom to like give them sample projects to say, hey, let's like have a class-wide competition of like who make, and you like pair them up, right? Like usually you want to pair them up because they want to work with someone or work with their friend on making a video. Because at the end of it, they bring flash drives and you can send these projects home with them. So you preface this in the start of the week so that they're excited to do this. They put in their best effort. They listen, they learn and everything. All right. So these are your must do's. Just arrive 20 minutes early to set up the classroom and have things prepared for the students. Just in general, be positive. I think that's, obvious. Creative, supportive environment. Just make sure you're attending to all the needs and questions of the students. Some are gonna be really quick. Some are gonna be very smart students where they got it down. Sometimes they're gonna know more than you about Minecraft or something like that. If you ever teach a camp like that, and then you have other students that sometimes like have never typed on a keyboard. I'm serious. Like they don't know where the enter key is. So it's fine, but you have to like kind of regulate the needs of all the kinds of students in your class, right? You can't go too fast and leave some people behind, and you want to make sure the people that are caught up to you all the time also aren't getting too bored. It's not like a super slow paced classroom. Um, Follow the lesson plan, ensure you cover all your topics. Once again, you have a little bit of actually a lot of creative freedom with how you want to teach your classes. These like days that are laid out for you aren't um in concrete. You can follow these, that's fine, but there's usually different ways of teaching for different teachers, and that's totally fine to do as long as you're getting through the important content. Just circulate the room, provide individualized assistance, promote teamwork, guide students hands-on. This is like a teaching position, so you want to be a good teacher, I guess. And it's very doable. Instructor checklist, you can just view these over. This is a full OBS tutorial, which is what records the screen, and you can look through this and understand it. It's pretty straightforward. This is the one for Canva. Super helpful, very short. I don't think they take very long, but they cover the big things, and that's essentially what we're trying to teach. So the students should just leave the week with one, their projects that they made, and two, with some knowledge of what, like, they should retain some knowledge from the camp.
Meekin, are you showing off a different screen? We're looking at just like the Google Drive kind of
Oh,
like
really?
outline. Yeah.
Sorry. I
Yeah.
would go through the different ones.
I don't know if you're looking at like different folders and stuff. We just see like a bunch of folders.
Oh, shoot.
You're good. You were kind of like talking it through. So,
All right, how about this? You can see the presentation now?
it's still kind of the same. We see the drive on the left. We see like a bunch of different folders. We got Junior Engineer, BattleBots, Minecraft Escape Room Camp. And we see all those folders on the left.
Hold on. Stop sharing. How about now?
Yep.
You see this? Okay. I'm sorry. Okay,
Will
so
that be shared to me?
yeah,
Okay.
you like I said, you can if you don't know how to teach or don't or like anxious or something, whatever, you can just play this on the screen like day by day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like what the students have to do. Again, I'll go through them really quickly. This is your weekly overview, like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Pretty straightforward. They're just kind of like the general things that take up the most time. It's like a time block for recording, finish recording video 1, for example, and then starting Canva, and then finish final video 1. Kind of just like some benchmarks throughout your week. You'll have lunch in between, and then you have to take them out for um, recess or little break for 20 minutes in the middle. So you kind of have the freedom to choose when to do that as well. Um, all these must do's, the ones that I was reading off, but my bad again. But there's just this is just you can read this over on your own time, right? This is just some like basic stuff. Um, instructor checklist. This is the OBS tutorial. This is the Canva. Make sure all your laptops are charged. Again, the folders that will be shared to you, they'll have all the laptop passwords, all the software passwords, username and passwords. If you don't have it or have access to it, or Andres for some reason doesn't send it to you, get in contact with Michael. Michael will fix that pretty quick. Let's see. Okay, so day 1, go through introductions. You give yourself 15 minutes. 15, 20 minutes, get to know the students, get to know their names, because you're going to want to know their names for the whole week. Allow students to form groups of 2 and 3. You're going to explain that we're doing YouTube and we're going to be editing videos. You can, the kids are going to be very giddy about this. They like this. So they want to form groups, and you'll have them work in groups. It makes it super easy. Have them brainstorm a little bit, introduce OBS, the software on the smartboard projector. You just go through basically how to press record, press play, cut the clips, trim the clips, whatever, the basic stuff. And then you pass out the laptops. You pass out the laptops after your instructions so that they're not just distracted by having a laptop in front of them while you're giving instructions. That usually just makes it quicker. And then the rest of the day 1, you're beginning to record. So that'll be, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes at the end of your day approaching. And so they won't finish it, obviously. And then that's when you help them save it onto their laptops. And then the next day they come in and resume that. So that moves us on to day 2. Again, this is, it's not in concrete in terms of like timing. If students generally want to take longer to finish their entire first video, you can allow that time. You can let them work a little bit longer if they need to, or if they finish really fast, you can allow that to happen too. You can let them finish a little bit faster and then move on to like Canva and other things. Depends on your class. Sometimes you're going to have classes that are going through it really quick, like, and you have to just help them with whatever project they want to do or create with this Canva OBS. And then you introduce Canva on day 2 and how to edit, and then try to wrap up and finish video 1. This will be like the first big project, so they'll be completely finished. And then day 3 is typically where you want to start video 2, and it's just the same thing. We're just going to create a second video, right? Like doing different techniques, doing different kinds of videos, whatever, different theme. We're just having to make 2 projects. And then day 4 is like a wrap up day where everyone, if they finish their second video quicker, they can go work on their first one and finish that up if they need to, whatever needs to be done. That's kind of just in your control. You want to make sure there's just flow to the week. You want to make sure students start the project, work on the project, and finish the project. The timing in between is more or less on your hands, right? So, and that's the last slide. That's it for this. It's, again, not super difficult at all. The tutorials are here. These 2 videos have everything you need to know. Everything else you need to know about teaching, about the requirements, they're there. Um,
And Megan, just to be clear, when they're grouping up, are they sharing a laptop or are they kind of sitting in a group?
um, that is again up to the teacher. If
Okay.
you'd like to have them work on their own projects on their own laptops, even if they want to group up, sure, you can have that rule. If you want to have them all work on one laptop, which some students sometimes prefer, you can do that and then end up sharing that final product with all three of the students' USB drives, right? They can all take that final product home. It's not like only one person gets to keep it. So that's kind of up to you again, whatever makes sense, because some classrooms are built differently. Sometimes some laptops aren't working properly, whatever. Again, that's up to you. That's you want to make sure you kind of have a general idea of how you want to do things in the classroom. Does everything make sense so far?
Yeah, mostly. I was just wondering, for like the students, if they get ahead, what should I have them do? Like something related to like the class, or like is there like an activity?
Yeah. This again is in your hands, right? If they get ahead, you can start them on the next project that's on the presentation or whatever's on the agenda. You can have
Mhm.
them move on before the other students move on, which is fine. And then if they end up getting finished with that, then the extracurricular or the extra credit is kind of on your hands. You can have them create a third video if you want. You can teach them something a little bit more in depth. Maybe if they're very ahead of the class, you can teach them something that is not exactly on the curriculum, and those videos will have more than enough information to be able to give the students just another a task to work on. Because you're not going to be able to fit in all the information that you're going to see in those videos into your students just 4 days of 3 hours, right? That's too much information. They're going to be working on it most of the time. They're going to be using the basics most of the time. But for the advanced ones, you want to introduce a little bit of the cooler features or maybe a little bit more trickier ones or ones with more detail, whatever. That's again in your hands. So the thing about this job is it has the benefits of you control like when you get to the school. You want to make sure you get there before 15 minutes before, but you can come a little bit earlier if it takes you longer. No one is like watching over you. You can have them clean up how you want them how to clean up at the end of the day. You can have them seated how you want them seated, right? You kind of are able to run things according to what's best for you in the classroom. There's going to be different schools that have been doing this for like 20 years, and they'll have strict regimes like you park here, show up at this time. We'll take the kids from you to take to recess, and we'll bring them back, whatever. And you'll just follow their rules. It's just working with the schools. Some schools will this will be their third year doing it, and then this is like one of 4 STEM camps, so they don't really know either. That's when you want to take a little bit more charge, make sure the students get picked up properly, and then like have them clean up, introduce them or introduce yourself to them properly, and run things according to how the school is kind of set up. Again, you are going to be working closely with the coordinators at the schools at the different sites. Again, some of them are super helpful, help you with everything. Some of them kind of just tell you where your classroom is and leave you alone for the rest of the week. So again, this is the problem solving. You know that's the cost of you being able to do everything on your own time, how you want to do it with all the um uh creative control that you have over the class. You just have to be prepared, and you just follow what the school tells you to do. And if they don't tell you anything, you just are able to improvise and more or less take care of things because it's a 4 day camp. Um,
Okay.
any questions?
Um, so I guess the students like they don't like the entire class doesn't have to be like on the same in the same like place, right? Well, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, but like it's okay if some people are like ahead and some people are like not like just at the right spot.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You just make sure that you are matching their pace, whatever class. If your AM class is much behind than your much more behind than your PM class, and you're teaching the same class, that's fine. You just take them at their own pace.
Mhm.
And so in a week you have an AM and a PM class. You only differentiate two of them, right? Like if one is on video one still and the others are on video two, that's fine. You kind of get to have control over that as well. Did that kind of answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
And video 1 and 2, are they like, I don't know, okay, so are they like, what's the difference between them?
There is no difference between them. They're just creating another video because every single time we've taught that class, they want to make several um, different videos.
Mm-hmm.
But the previous curriculum was just making one video, but like teaching more and more in-depth content that the students usually had trouble with. And hold on, um, unnecessary teaching, right? So now we're having them do two, where they can express their ideas, however they want in two separate videos. They're the same. There's no difference.
Okay. Um,
They're the same in terms of like what you teach and allow them to do, but the content of the videos will be different. Like the students will do like a pirate theme one and then like a princess one, or it doesn't matter. Those are, you know what I'm saying? Like the subject of the videos don't matter. Students usually just want to create more than one. And it's nice to send them home with two projects than one.
mhm. And the videos, like, it's up to the students, like what it's about. Um,
Yeah, yeah. You can let them brainstorm ideas and create videos on what it is. Usually like a tutorial, like how to do a tutorial is what they want to do. Um, you can have them this one doesn't incorporate Minecraft, but if the laptops have Minecraft, they can record you have the OBS, they can record gameplay on the Minecraft. They can but usually it's not going to resort to that. Usually they'll come up with something that they want to do, as long as you teach them Canva and OBS. Um,
mhm.
if they don't have any ideas of what to do, you can problem solve that, right? Like those are just simple. You just give YouTube ideas, like YouTube video ideas, how to do something, a tutorial, story. Kids usually have ideas. Anything to add to that, Michael?
Uh, when I did YouTube Minecraft, we would watch like little like Minecraft video tutorials that you could do, and we'd watch like a compilation of like different ideas. So you could build this, do this, do that. So it's like maybe even watching videos to get their like brainstorming could kind of help them get in. And it like also, if your class is fast, it also like it takes some time, so you're not speed right through your whole schedule. It kind of creates like a little bit of a buffer, makes them think a little bit too.
Yes, you can pull up YouTube on the big screen connected to your laptop. Obviously, when you're presenting and teaching and stuff, you can just pull up YouTube and come up with ideas. You can say, we can look at whatever. What again, creative control is in your hands. But yeah, thank you, people. Um,
Okay, and um, in the I was given a binder and like in like the my backpack that I was given, and in it has like information on like doing like Canva logos and like YouTube intro and outro. Do I have to do that?
those are general guidelines. You can. Those are the general guidelines. If you usually the software, like for example, even Canva updates regularly. The features on there, the intros, the intro slides, the little animations, they're always being updated and renewed, right? So there's no set exactly click on this, click on that, scroll here, click on this. Like since the software is getting updated all the time, you just teach what's on their screen at that time, right?
Okay. So I should have the kids like also make on top of like the video, like make just like the intro and the outro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Usually, Yeah, that's the intro and the outro part of the video. You can have them do that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Michael, you want to
Yeah,
share?
I mean, just having like them record an intro and an outro, and also on Canva, it also has intros and outros that you can use on the app itself. I would definitely say, have you used Canva at all before?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then definitely just like since you already know about it, maybe just like familiarizing yourself like what would be a good thing to learn like if you've never used Canva before. And even like looking up like a little tutorial on like what's some simple stuff that'd be easier for like younger kids to understand. Like sometimes like transitions and stuff might be a little complicated, but like throughout the week you can kind of introduce that if they're kind of getting like fast through understanding Canva.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me show just another example one that, for example, maybe you won't be teaching. I'll go through the Minecraft YouTube one.
Wait, so is it okay if like they just use like the already made like templates on Canva for like
Yeah.
Yeah.
logos or like intro? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I would even like have them look at like give them some time and be like make sure you find like a cool template that you want to use because it
Mm-hmm.
kind of helps inspire them with I don't know video making for their second video or whatever they want to do.
Okay.
For example, we'll go through an example one. This is like a Roblox game development camp. I put the difficult at 3 because this is typically the hardest it gets for camps. Um, Again, it's laid out the same exact way. The tips, what you how you want to go about having them open up Roblox Studio, teaching it. This is sometimes going to be their first time even understanding what Roblox Studio is because this is Roblox game development. Some students will go into it thinking, oh, we're just going to play Roblox the whole time, which is not the case, but you can still incorporate having them play a little bit on Roblox to see what gauges their interest. Again, there's a lot of creative control that the teacher has. Again, the must-dos. Um, there's video like this. So if you ever teach a game development class, everything's pretty much laid out. Pretty simple. Even if you're not though, I think you're gonna get this whole folder. You're gonna get everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what's good about this, okay. What's good about this is we have for all teachers, you want to make sure you read through all of this. Basics. If you you know have some time, go through this. Highly recommend because I created it and it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
For just understanding what to do. Sometimes there's going to be some technical issues, maybe Wi-Fi, maybe I don't know, some websites are blocked. Sometimes YouTube is blocked on school websites or school internet. You want to make sure you can access the IT team or whoever is responsible for that stuff. Um, Usually the coordinator will help you out with that kind of stuff, but just quick problem solving, like quick on your feet. But again, it's not very difficult. The laptop info code is the same for all of them. So you have them here, Microsoft account, YouTube account, um, Roblox account. You won't need the YouTube account. This is just for uploading the manual videos.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another just 2 pages.
Oh yeah,
Just
what do I do if like if I run into like technical issues, will there be like someone like on site like that I
um
can like
for technical issues, there'll at every school there'll be the coordinator and people that help you out. That will be your first go-to. And if they can't solve anything, and the problem, which they will be able to solve 80% of your problems. There will not be many cases where they can't help you. If they can't help you, you will get into touch with Michael and see what the issue is and how he can help you resolve it. Because, like I said, most of the issues it's never going to get to that, but if it does, Michael will help you out. Do you have anything to add to that, Michael? Kind of your role.
I mean, I know that at some of the schools last year, they should have fixed it by now. But like, if one of the Wi-Fi couldn't be connected to some of the laptops or something, I was able to use my hotspot, and we also had like the teachers. They had like routers, like the school itself had different like little routers that they let us use. Um, so make sure to like ask around and be super friendly to the people that are working at the schools, because they'll kind of be your lifeline a little bit besides me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Just make sure you are present at that place, and they know what you're teaching. Usually, if it's a huge school and they've been doing it for a long time, usually no one's like they're a little bit more used to everyone having issues and problem solving, so they'll be really quick on that. Sometimes the smaller schools um, they'll panic a little bit too if your problem is a little bit unorthodox or something like some I don't know if it's a really weird problem, but again in that situation try to be calm, try to problem solve first yourself. If you can't do it, then obviously go to the coordinator. They're there to help you. They're there to problem solve. That's their entire job. So don't hesitate to ask for help. If your class is large, you'll get an assistant. A lot of schools give you like the not through Andres or anyone. They will just have people there to assist you with a large class. Um, Other than that, I don't know if I have anything else. Do you have any like questions about anything really?
Um, I think I'm good for now. I mean, I'll probably have more questions later, but I can just
Yeah.
email you guys.
Yeah, definitely read through all the material that you are responsible for teaching. And at that point, I think you won't have any more questions. But if you do, you can get into contact with Michael really easily, uh, and he'll help you from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, that's about it. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank
It's a really fulfilling job because at the end of the week, the students they remember you, they like you like most of the time if you know if you guys get along,
you.
but they like are really this is their extracurricular and then they're really interested in these camps. So most of the time you will bond with the students and it's a very like fulfilling feeling. You just have to make sure that you're able to be there on time, teach the class, you know, kind of get these students to be engaged and having fun while learning because nobody wants to be forced to learn any like Canva or anything really. No one wants to be forced. Make sure they're having some fun with it, and um, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm sure you'll do great.
Thank you.
But
Um,
yeah,
and like I know there's like a set curriculum to follow, but it's like but we're like allowed like the teachers are allowed like flexibility, but is like the end goal kind of like mostly just like they learn how to make like YouTube videos and
yes,
that we have
yes.
2 videos at the end that they can take home.
Yes. So
Okay.
at the end of that one specifically, yeah, you want to just however you want to get to having them take home 2 videos edited through Canva, you're free to do that. Um, and then, you know, if by the time they create 2 videos, they're probably going to retain some of the knowledge. So you probably cross off that check mark too, but you just want to make sure they got something out of the camp, that it wasn't just a big waste of time or anything. Like if their parents ask like, what did you learn? They could say something, right? At least anything really. That's all you want to make sure of.
Okay.
That's about it. Anything
Mhm.
else, Michael?
I don't think so. I think you covered most of it.
Cool. Well, thank you for taking the time to have this call. And
Hmm.
yeah, and I wish you the best of luck.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Meekan, it says it's recording on the top left of my screen, but it also says record on the bottom of my screen. Are you recording right now?
No, I'm gonna stop sharing. Oh, maybe I am recording. Should I stop it?
Yeah, maybe. Because I started recording mine in the beginning, but I think when I transferred the host to you, maybe I don't know.
Should I stop it or pause it? I'll
Here, pause it for now.